ir@mara.com. Thanks very much and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. All
Is that
parties may
it?
disconnect.
That's it. All right, summary time. So Mara had earnings today and they missed on all expectations. Earnings per share missed by 9 cents. And, well, I have it here actually. That's not it. Crap. So, yes. On revenue, it was 131 million instead of the 151 million dollars that was expected. That said, that was for the last quarter that ended at the end of September, which does not incorporate the price of Bitcoin after the election, which shot up from 60K. Well, what was it? 60K all the way to 80K. They haven't sold any Bitcoin. They've kept everything and they're hodling their position. They mined a total of 2,070 Bitcoins, which equates to $181 million of total revenue, which was like based on the price of right now, right? So based on the price of 80K. And they hold a total of 26,747. That was prior to the rally, they say, and prior to the rally and prior to that was on the end of September. So right now they say they hold over 27,000. They bought Bitcoin at, I think their average price right now overall is under 50K, and the Bitcoin that they bought is sitting around 60K. So they are in profit in the last Bitcoin that they bought, which makes it very interesting. So yeah, I mean, like, it's not too crazy, and the fact that they're hodling, it was a great trade. So we're definitely going to see those numbers reflect if the price of Bitcoin continues and they manage to actually sell some of their Bitcoin going forward. I had one of the viewers mention that Bernstein pretty much told their customers and their clientele to buy everything they can, because apparently Bitcoin is going to be touching 200K by the end of 2025. So yeah, well, that was the thing, right? So last earnings call they diluted, right? So they asked for, like, they borrowed $300 million. They wanted $300 million worth of cash, and then I really don't understand fully how it works, but I know that it was like kind of like they did sell shares and figure out kind of like convertible notes for stock for it. That was 300 million, and with those 300 million dollars they did buy more Bitcoin, and I think that they bought this quarter as much as 6,000 coins. If I'm not mistaken. So let's go here and see, where was it. Man, how low did I go? So yeah, right here. So they purchased 6,210 Bitcoins at a average price of 59.50, right? So that makes it very, yeah, you see, like, that makes it very interesting. They did not sell any Bitcoin here, so it's like that's where it becomes very interesting, because they're definitely bullish on the potential price of Bitcoin and where the stock is. I think the stock is being punished right now just because they missed, but the moment you start looking into the numbers, they're doing fantastically and they're doing better than expected, at least for the next quarter. Yes, correct. So if you believe in this story, I mean, the stock has done a lot and the whole market has done a lot in the last couple of days. So taking a little breather does not scare me. Could it come down tomorrow? For sure. Could it go up tomorrow? For sure. I have no idea. Long term, I do believe in the stock. They seem to be doing things right. They are investing in the right places where I would invest. Buying Bitcoin, making sure that they increase production, making sure that they lower their costs. They seem to be doing things right. And being the second holder of Bitcoin, it's a way to kind of get a little bit of exposure to Bitcoin, but also to the manufacturing aspect of it or the production aspect of it. What else did I say? What else did I miss? Right. So it's like right now they're sitting on like right now their average cost is well they don't cut corners and they are crypt like they are Bitcoin miners. I remember last time in the last earnings call they did say that the only thing they mine is Bitcoin. So you know. Correct. So they have over $200 billion worth of Bitcoin in their balance sheet right now. Correct. At the current market price, yes. So yeah, I was doing some of the numbers. Where's my calculator? Did I close my calculator? I did. Okay. No, I did not. So if we go here, right? So yeah, this was the 181 million, and then if you go, they had what was it? 26. So I mean, like right now, if you believe it that Bitcoin is gonna continue to go up, the business model makes sense. And if they continue to spend on Bitcoin alone, and you think the price of Bitcoin is gonna hit to 100K, it's pretty much a no-brainer. They're gonna be making money hand over fist. They're producing around 2,070 Bitcoins per quarter. That puts them at, let's have a look. Let's do some math real quick. Right? So it's like, let's just say that they are trying to increase production and they did pre-purchase a lot of the mining equipment that they needed just in case that the price was going to come up like it's going, because usually you get to see a ton of increase in the mining cost of production, right? So if you buy it before the rally happens, which they did in the prior quarter, we could see this being an extreme benefit going forward. If we do that for the next 4 quarters, we're talking about 8,000 Bitcoin worth of production in the year, assuming they don't increase their production. And we don't have any halvings because we did have some halvings. We did have the halving in April. We don't have that anymore, so that should lead towards I mean, yeah, that should lead towards them actually making bank here. Well, not right now. They haven't diluted again. Let me read a couple of the comments here. Like I'm sure the thing is just like it's so closely related to the price of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin doesn't like Bitcoin has been sort of in this like limbo kind of thing. It's been slowly coming up, but a lot of people are not paying attention. And I don't think that we have seen the crazy rally that we're expecting just yet. So hey, it's a matter of what happens to the market could potentially move it forward. Agree. I think so. I think like right now they're just mining, 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 and like they've already purchased a ton more. So one of the things that they said is that they do have a lot of mining equipment ready to deploy. They're just setting it up as time goes by. So you could expect the total Bitcoin mined to go up in the near future. We'll see next quarter what happens. Their green energy, like they're trying to produce, like they're trying to make the cost of energy zero, is what they're saying. And usually, I think they said that they can get the cost of megawatt was 1 cent when other people are getting it at 4 cents. They are working. A couple of the things that I have to research. It was like this, the two-phase immersion. I have no idea what that is. You know, but again, like the macro perspective for Bitcoin seems to be positive, right? So, well, according to the last earnings call, they don't mine anything but Bitcoin. So, mining something else, I have no idea. If you can send me a link or a replay of that, that'd be great. But I could have also not paid attention. I have ADD. I don't have the sign there. I actually have a sign now. But yeah, by the way, if you're enjoying the content, don't feel free to hit the like and subscribe. We're also going to be doing CPI tomorrow, which is likely going to be the driver of markets tomorrow. I do think the market's taking a breather today, given the fact that we are getting CPI tomorrow and it's expected to be a little bit higher or hotter than expected. Score is let's have a look at the data here. CPI is expected to come at 2.6% tomorrow, and core CPI is expected to come at 3.3. Month over month, is zero point 0.2 and core month over month is zero point 0.3. So we are getting that data tomorrow, and a lot of money still on the sidelines waiting on that data because they're scared that Trump is going to actually reactivate inflation. So yeah, I mean, I bought some more. You know what I mean? Could I be wrong? 100%. I've always, I have been wrong and I will be wrong again. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a little bit of volatility and a little bit of profit taking. But Bitcoin seemed to recover from yesterday's 90 is a very psychological level, and I think it's pretty much like we are at Bitcoin's all-time highs. They do, man, but the thing is, just like they're like apparently they're still very far away. Yeah, it's what's it called? Freaking, I had it in the last time. I would they talk about it because like it's something very interesting because I think one of the benefits of I think solar is gonna take over, but now with Trump it's a little bit more tricky. And if they manage to actually get or resolve the portable nuclear reactors, it could be huge. But we are sitting almost at all-time highs. Like we are at all-time highs right now, even though the all-time highs I saw was 90K, we're still sitting at that. And we are probably like, it's like look, see, it's like high, bam, bam, and then consolidates, comes back, bam, bam, and then it goes up. So we could be consolidating here, but we're still sitting at 88K, which is absolutely nuts to believe that just the election brought that up when we don't have any actual legislation or plan for the crypto part. But the pro crypto candidate won, which is fantastic. But yeah, I'll keep an eye out on it. Check it, Edward. Find me on Twitter, and if I find, I'll do some research tomorrow and I'll figure that out. And if it's true, I'll let you know. So just make sure you check on Twitter at Scotch and Stock. None of my handles are the same, so live with that. But but I'll definitely post if I remember Caspa, because as I understand, they are a Bitcoin miner and a Bitcoin miner alone. They made it very specific last time. But I could be wrong. Hey. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think I pretty much covered everything, no? They manned a ton. They haven't diluted this time around, which is great. I mean, like, they did do a good investment with it. Like, how much is 6,000 Bitcoin? It's around 300 million. Like, they literally, they just buy? No way. Am I? Is this right? Give me a second. So they bought 6,200 Bitcoin, but they bought it at 60. Okay, so we go calculator and we go bam. 0 times 60K. So they bought $300 million worth of Bitcoin. Wow. So they pretty much like borrowed money to just buy Bitcoin, which is actually not a bad, it's not bad. Not a bad trade on those 300 million. I have to confirm because I'm not sure if there was the 300 million. So that's it. That's the thing, right? So right now, I do believe that crypto, like Bitcoin, is acting like a risk asset. So when the market freaks out, Bitcoin freaks out right now. I haven't seen Bitcoin act like a hedge against the global economy. I did act like it was a couple of days. I don't think they were lucky. I think like they are in it. You know what I mean? And I think they saw Trump winning. So maybe luck, right? But luck is where opportunity meets where preparation and opportunity meet, right? So yeah, they bought $300 million worth of Bitcoin, and bim, they're up what 30% on that. So they made 100 million more just on that trade alone. That's not bad right now. The thing is, just it has to hold and they have to sell, or they hold it in the balance sheet, which could also be something. But then they're not, because that was the thing. One of the things that they mentioned at the beginning was like, it's like it's not apples to apples when you're comparing a mining company to the rest of the market, right? So, hey, man, I almost missed Mara earnings. Crazy. I almost didn't stream today. Nah, it's the truth, you know. The question is what do we think is going to happen? I think Bitcoin is holding pretty steady. Could we see it come back and retrace? Some people are expecting 80. I'm thinking 92, 93, 94 potentially in the next couple of weeks. And then we see what happens then, you know? But again, we haven't gotten any sort of like any news, and a lot of it has been priced in into the price, so baked into the price. So it's tricky, 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 tricky. Tomorrow I have to go and then take the summary out tomorrow because those were good. Like I think they were okay. I'm not fully like I'm not disappointed with the earnings. You know, like I think they were good earnings. It's just yeah, like they decided not to sell Bitcoin, which creates a problem, and also the fact that they are not able to price in the price rise that they currently had in the last earnings. That's also a problem, right? You're definitely gonna miss on revenue if you can't boost it by 30%. You know what I mean? But I mean, the price of Bitcoin when they reported was nine, sitting around what 60, 65. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know if I can answer any more questions. Oh, okay. Sorry. I love biscuits. So Mara's business model is very simple, right? So they buy miners and they create data centers full of miners and they just mine Bitcoin. They just have it in the background running and they mine Bitcoin. But right now they're also getting into the trade, not trading, but hodling kind of thing, kind of aspect, right? So they're every time there's a block, somebody wins those rewards, and Mara has won a ton of those rewards because they have a lot of computing power. The more computing power you have, the more you can get from the network, right? So that's what happens. Um, correct. Let's have a look. So that's what they do. So they invest a ton of money. The problem is one of the things that they talked about in their earnings call was that usually whenever you buy like ISIC machines or whatever, I don't know how I don't know how deep it goes into the mining like into the mining machines that they have, but it's like they're super specified to just mine Bitcoin. So that's all they do. It's like machines that only do that. So when you have that kind of machine, it's pretty much just like they lose value really quickly because you get like iterations of new machines that are making that can compute way more, right? So they do depreciate extremely fast. So the price of Bitcoin has to sort of increase faster than the depreciations of those machines, which is the reason why they have to reinvest a lot of their gains into back into the business, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much their business model. Right now, they're buying a ton of Bitcoin and they're holding a ton of Bitcoin. So, whenever the price of Bitcoin goes up, they are making more money and they're making more profits as long as they know when to buy and when to sell properly. They do have a sort of pulse in the industry, so that also helps them make the right decisions, right? But it depends who you ask, you know? It's like, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Should they trade? Look at MicroStrategy, right? They do leverage, like they have like their core business, which used to be software, and now they just buy Bitcoin on the side, and they're known for the company that buys Bitcoin and trades Bitcoin on leverage. They're doing fantastic. They're killing it. Maro. Correct. That's a high short float. That's a high short float. So the short float from Mara right now is sitting at 24.55%. Damn. I had no idea. All right, let's click on here and let's see. It's been coming off, but it's pretty high. I'm not gonna lie. Short interest is double the average daily volume. So if they need to get out quickly, this hurts a lot. Ooh, this is interesting. Huh. Oh, MicroStrategy for sure. Yeah. Like light years away. Like Mara has what 10% of what MicroStrategy has right now. Oh, it'd be fantastic. Write a post in Wall Street Bets. You know what I mean? Write a post in Wall Street Bets. Be like, Mara has 24%, which is, it's like if we look at GME, who can, yeah, if we look at GME on Finmis, like I don't know how accurate these numbers are, so take this with a kilo of salt, but GME right now is sitting at 9.29% short float. Another one that was interesting for a short squeeze was, yeah. It's nuts. Yeah. 279,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, it's nuts. It is crazy. Like billions and billions and billions. Well, if they have 10%, it's what, 20 billion? Just on Bitcoin position alone. Plus, they actually like smartest man alive if Bitcoin goes to a million. Nuts. Boom. And Bitcoin right now is sitting at 88. Yeah, I think the price of Bitcoin of Mara stays around 23 for the rest of the day, and then depends on the price of Bitcoin tomorrow. But I think today, like Bitcoin did what? Like the price of Bitcoin was what did it do? I think yesterday. Yesterday was like 10% Bitcoin, and then Mara moved 20. Yeah, it's true. Well, with GME was like over 100%, right? So sorry about that. Yeah, DJT is sitting at 23%. Actually, let's go here in screener and let's do market cap 1 billion. Let's do over 2 billion, and then short float we're gonna go high. And we're going technical. No, sorry. Here we go. Short float. Huh. Lucid is sitting. I had no idea. Lucid is sitting at 50%. I have no idea what company that is. Hold it. That's crazy. I'm quite surprised. Buy call options by the end of the year on this stock and just hope that it somewhat just explodes with a 50% short float. Insane. What has been the story here? Oh my god. Yo, somebody posted Wall Street Bets about this. Really? Yeah, I know. Yeah. EV company. Let's have a look. But what? But 50% short float? Is this a crazy trade? I'm writing it down for tomorrow. I might just buy, you know what I mean? Like for what, $500 here and just hope and pray. Like they're gonna have to. Do they think they go to zero? What was the okay? So they're losing a shit ton of money. They're losing a ton of money. Okay, that makes sense. Whoa. Market cap of this company is how much? Yo, bro, this is weird. This is interesting. Why is this so high? Like 50% and insiders own 79% or 80%? All right. How can I search here? I think you can't post about like micro caps here. So LCID. Yeah, I want to post about this. This is nuts. When did this come out? October 31st. There hasn't been a lot of volume, but there was a lot of there was a lot of selling. And their earnings, it was to the ups. No, revenue was up, but earnings per share was down. My house said low. I think they usually sell depending on what they're expecting to have, right? So it's like because they do sell. Last quarter they sold some of their of their mined Bitcoin. But a miner usually sells whenever they don't think the price is gonna go up. If you're bullish on it, you hold. When Charlie talks about Mara, it's gonna boom. But he hasn't talked about it. But he's gonna talk about it probably tomorrow. He likes to do. He likes to talk about it for sure. Charlie. Sip Trader, I forgot. But look, I haven't seen his videos lately.
Key resistance level.
So look, coin. He talked about Mara. It's done. He talked about Mara. So, yes, it's true. So, how can I explain this? So, cryptocurrencies are just a ledger, right? So it's like literally a book. Like cryptocurrency is a book. The only difference is that in the current system, right? The only people that have the book is you and the bank. You have a book and the bank has a book. Which usually it's like your book is the bank's book that they let you borrow. Okay? And then you have your own book also on the side, and then it's like, okay, like you put 5,000 in the bank, and then you put 5,000 in the bank in that book, and then you give it to the bank, and then the bank also goes, okay, 5,000 to Nestor's book, right? Great. That's fantastic, right? But Bitcoin, what it does is that instead of having just the $2, is that every single person that holds the network together, so whoever has a node and verifies the nodes, has a book, right? And if the things don't make sense, because the bank can just say, like, the government can just be like, hey, how about you just say 0 in Nestor's book because we're gonna freeze his accounts and you're fucked. But in Bitcoin, you cannot do that because you need to have 0 in every single book, and if a book doesn't make sense, it just gets denied until everybody in the network agrees. That's pretty much it, right? So it's like it's a book that everybody holds. That's it. Whether how can you give value to that? It depends on what sort of networks and what sort of like apps and things and how many people use it and all that stuff, right? The more access you have to the network, the more access you have to be able to use this book, the more value it has because more people want to write in the book, right? With Ethereum, Ethereum is the book. You know what I mean? Like the network, Bitcoin is like a like the like it's like you cannot control the book, but in Ethereum you can decide what the book is and how the book works. In that case, so in Ethereum you can decide, okay, this book will work in this particular way. With Bitcoin, you can't. This is the way that it works. you know so yes, there is actually tools and other things, but there are people building things outside of the Bitcoin network that give Bitcoin more value. So the exchanges and the things, that all that gives Bitcoin its value. So you know so you could definitely see that. But yeah, Ethereum, it's like Bitcoin is money, and then Ethereum is like programmable money that you can be like, hey, I will make this money do this one thing, and it can only do it, and this is like described in this particular way. Yeah, I heard it. Well, like I've just like there are very different ways, but it's like it's like a lot of people see a store of value. I'm like, yeah, store of value, really not really. Like the only thing that stores value is the network itself and the amount of people that are using it. But at the end of the day, it's like the price of something is always in relation to something else. You're making money or you're making US dollars based on something else. So, ADA, I bought some Sol the other day. And then Cardano's like Ethereum, no? But it depends. So the thing is just like, so the way that you have to think about crypto projects is that who's behind it and who's working to making it better, making it more accessible, consumer friendly, right? Like, for example, MySpace and Facebook, right? If you have MySpace on one side, right, it's like, it's very like it allowed you to do a lot of things, but it was very clunky. It was very hard to use. And then you have Facebook that streamlines the process. Which system and which network is actually doing that? We're gonna be having an episode on my pod on not my on our friend's podcast, on our group's podcast. We're gonna have an episode where a friend of mine is gonna be explaining. And on Friday, I'm meeting another friend that knows more about crypto and he's made a ton of money with that stuff. And I'm gonna be posting it on the channel. So make sure you subscribe if you want to figure that out. Oh, damn. It was a good episode today. Fuck, every time I think I'm not gonna stream, it tends to being suck. Correct. So it's like at the end of the day, it's just like a project that allows you to do other things. And then what are the apps within that project that are taking benefit? Like imagine, for example, what would be the value of Ethereum if all of a sudden you can trade houses with the Ethereum network. So similar to NFTs, you can trade massive contracts that make real estate. And you can, and then all of this stuff. So it could explode. So it's like, but again, it's like what's happening. You have to know which one is gonna blow over, which one is gonna take over. It's a matter of doing the research and stuff. If you believe in the project and the networking and like the people working within those projects, and you've seen stuff that you like and you use, but for me, for example, like I don't use anything on the Ethereum network. Like I never bought an NFT. I never got into it. So I'm not the best person to ask. That's why I asked professionals that know more, and I just asked them. Because I'm good at looking at other stocks. Ooh, might have coming down a little bit. Nasty. But well. So closing it up. Mara, I don't think it was so awful. I think they're doing better. I'm glad they didn't dilute me anymore, and they're actually putting the money to good use. They are making bank, and hopefully next earnings that shows. Bam. Like nothing to speak on here. Probably we're gonna get a little bit more sort of news coverage tomorrow. Last time I streamed Mara's earnings, I had over 600 people watching. It was nuts. Today was a little, but I also didn't do any promotion for it. So, you know. But yeah. Any other questions you guys have? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments below. Bum, bum. Nice. 292 subscribers. Let's go. Famous. I'm not going to be able to walk down the street in a bit. Love it. I think like it's been crazy. Like nobody covers Mara. Last time nobody covered it, and I definitely capitalized. And then this time around, I'm surprised, but I definitely capitalized on it too. And then tomorrow, if you guys are awake or paying attention, I'm gonna be streaming probably CPI. It's not gonna be a long stream either, but it's definitely gonna be paying attention to those numbers because, yeah, I'll show you a short. Freaking last time. Bam. Like last time. All right, everybody. This is why it matters to pay attention to markets, right? We have unemployment rate are about to score smaller. Wait, goes up.
Why do 80% of investors miss?
Did Apple drop?
All right. Yeah, last time it was
It goes-
crazy. Like unemployment, and then CPI tends to move markets as well. It's crazy.
Damn. And here we go. We get data.
254K.
You make $1,000 in a second. It's nuts. You get the data, and the market moves like crazy. But yes, appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Chin chin. Stay tuned for more content. Chin chin. Peace out, guys. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Have a good night. CPI is at 2:30 UK time. I want to say 8:30. If you go, this is the way that I'm gonna tell you to do it. Go to Financial Juice, and I think they put it on your time zone. So then you'll be able to see. So if I'm 1:30 for me, it's gonna be if market opens at 2:30, that's like 9:30 New York time. So that's 8:30 New York time. So 1 hour before market open tomorrow. I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be live. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be live. But yeah, CPI will move markets for sure. For sure. It could bump them, it could pump them. We wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys too, man. Thanks for staying by and keeping me company. Because I do this on my own, so I might as well keep it with that. Share it with people that are interested in it too. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. If you guys want to come. Peace out. Peace, peace.